March 23, 2017, a quiet evening in Fox Meadow, a modest apartment complex in Maple Shade, New Jersey. For most, it was an ordinary night, doors being locked after dinner. Children's laughter drifting through the streets. The faint glow of televisions behind curtained windows, yet behind one unremarkable door. The unimaginable was about to unfold. Inside lived a small, loving family, a mother, a wife, and her young son. Their names were Sasikala Narra and her 6-year-old boy, Anish Narra. That night, their home would become a chamber of horror. When their husband and father returned home, he opened the door to a scene no human should ever witness. Blood. Horror. Death. Sasikala and Anish had been brutally stabbed, both already gone. Defensive wounds told a horrifying truth. They fought, they struggled, but they could not survive. Anish had been nearly decapitated, tiny hands that should have clutched crayons, toys, or storybooks instead clawed desperately at the floor, the walls, the earth itself. Fighting for a life that was slipping away, fighting for a world that would never hold them again. The horror shook Maple Shade, a community rocked to its core. Detectives called the scene unimaginable. A mother and her young child, defenseless, spent their final moments struggling for breath. For hope, for life, investigators combed every corner, collecting blood samples, fibers, fingerprints, anything that could speak for the silent. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, months into years, and the case went cold. The killer vanished, leaving a trail that grew icy with time. For 8 long years, the faces of Sasikala and little Anish hung silently on the walls of the detective bureau. Reminders of lives stolen, of innocence lost, of grief suspended in time. But who had done this? Then came a droplet, a single, almost invisible drop of blood. It did not belong to Sasikala, or Anish, or their grieving father. It belonged to someone else, an unknown. That droplet became the ghost that refused to be forgotten. The whisper in the cold case files that said, "This is not closed." It haunted every unsolved clue, every blank photograph, every cold fingerprint, every file labeled inconclusive. Years of dead ends and failed attempts to secure a match followed. A suspect had lived only a few doors away but had since vanished across the world. Gone. Unreachable. Hope seemed to falter, but some ghosts never rest. Time passed, evidence aged, and the world moved on, yet the memory of Sasikala and Anish remained fixed, refusing to fade. In 2024, detectives got a break. A subpoenaed company-issued laptop, provided by the suspect's former employer, offered the first real chance in years to bring clarity to a case shrouded in darkness. Forensic experts meticulously examined every key, every smudge, every trace left behind, and then the blood droplet, the silent witness, finally spoke. The name it revealed, Nazeer Hameed. The revelation reverberated through the investigative community. Years of grief, doubt, and despair converged into one undeniable truth. On November 18, 2025, the long-awaited announcement came. Nazeer Hameed was formally charged with first-degree murder for the brutal killings of 2017, along with weapons offenses. The cold case, long frozen in time, had finally thawed. For 8 years, the family had lived with a grief that whispered in quiet corners, that clung to photographs, that lingered in memories too painful to confront. Their loss was profound, immeasurable, and yet justice, delayed but unbroken, had finally found its path. Today, the desire for justice burns brighter than ever. The FBI and local authorities have announced a $50,000 reward for any credible information leading to Hameed's capture or extradition. Hameed is believed to be in India, but U.S. officials have formally requested his extradition. The message is clear: no distance, no border, no passage of time will delay justice. Sasikala, a beloved mother, a woman of dreams and warmth, a soul full of care and love. Anish, a child full of promise, his laughter and curiosity stolen before the world could embrace him. Their lives were cut short in darkness, yet their memory refuses to vanish. Today, light pushes back against that darkness. If you remember nothing else, remember their names. Remember that justice can wait, but it should never be forgotten. This case stands as a testament to perseverance, to the pursuit of truth, and to the resilience of memory. Even when the trail goes cold, even after the world moves on, truth endures. And sometimes, all it takes is a single drop of blood to bring it back, to reopen hearts, to ignite hope, and to remind us that justice, no matter how delayed, cannot be denied. The memory of Sasikala and Anish lives on, whispering in the quiet corners of Maple Shade, in the files of detectives who never gave up, in the hearts of those who still demand answers. Their story is not just of tragedy, but of the enduring power of truth. It reminds us that even in the darkest hours, a single fragment, a drop, a clue, a voice, can restore the course of justice. It is a call to remember, to honor, and to act, even as years pass, even as the world moves on. The names Sasikala Narra and Anish Narra will never be forgotten. Justice waits, but it will always arrive, and sometimes all it takes is a single drop of blood to make the world remember.